I Lay Down My Life For You by JPEGMAFIA was overwhelmingly your album of the year pick, and I want to know what I'm missing out on, so let's begin. Oh my god, what is this title? Actually, before diving in, I should probably share my journey with his music so far so you'll know where my head's at in this listen. I first experienced JPEGMAFIA through LP when my friends invited me to his London show a few years ago. The concert was an intense introduction. The album didn't click for me until I got home and edited my vlog of the trip. Watching the footage and soaking in the music helped me appreciate his artistry on a whole new level. Then last year, I checked out Scaring the Hose a bit after it came out and became obsessed. I should note that I haven't yet heard Veteran or All My Heroes Are Cornballs, two highly requested albums on this channel, but now I'm really itching to give them a shot. They might help me understand why everyone's so divided on this album. We'll see. Now, back to the video.
If I was an NBA player, I'd be Dylan Brooks, but worse. I'm Debo, we are not equal.
I think the tempo is getting faster and faster, racing with emotion, creating tension that leaves me feeling a bit anxious and restless, putting me on edge for what's to come.
I hate when niggas be stressed about what you be doing more than they worry about their own shit. I hate when these bitches be begging your boy for some cash and then turn around and say,
no way. This sound collage honestly hits different for someone raised on EDM and dubstep, and I feel it fits perfectly with its peripheral rock sections. Okay, building up a little suspense.
you niggas is bitches, I don't wanna kick.
Before you ask, no, I haven't heard the single versions of this track or Don't Rely on Other Men, but some of you mentioned they're different from the album cuts. I love creative touches like that. Rest in peace, Aaron Carter. Is that heads will roll?
I do it a vengeance. Makes the spit heads out, shot with class, give me the tension. I do a lot for the mentalist, make it a get it retired. I step in the room and they think inspired. Or niggas just hacking the shorty in mind. I tell me what's like Pierre Carter.
Crazy juxtaposition though.
We have a problem.
The song title translates to Without Fear in Spanish, which I believe is referencing the album title, laying his life down for us, the audience. I think it's him using his art to boldly express himself. Sin miedo. That main part, the dun 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 dun, that's definitely heads will roll to me. The guitar a little bit kind of Madonna. Time Goes By. Both of these songs I literally only know probably because of Matty Ops. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't know. Oh, that's so pretty.
Hey, bitch, I'm back outside. They're getting surprised when they're hearing these beats like epiphanies. Back and forth with this African booty scratcher. I left all of that talking for bitches. Niggas text other men and it picks of me. He talk shit with his friend and it's me. That bitch only on my she ain't real to me.
So we've hit our first lyric-packed track so far. Maybe pulling his mask back, just a little. A glimpse of what's to come. To me, it sounds like he's worried about authenticity, both in others and how they see him. Aren't we all?
Stand on that shit, ain't no back and back. I don't care what you feel, I ain't factor that, and that's real. Barry Sanders, every run is a real. Colonel Sanders, keep the recipe sealed. These niggas connected like Bonnie for real. That nepotism will help you in the film. Y'all want none of them problems. Y'all want none of them issues. None of your people gon' miss you. You better off with a tissue. Go to the rocker with misses. She catching the tip like a scrapper. I had issues with my barber. You got issues with the clippers.
I think JPEG's frustration with nepotism stems from his belief in meritocracy, where people earn their success. But that idea is not always so cut and dry. We'll revisit this idea later.
I I just wanna make it home. Got all my Air Vision Pros, I feel like we'll do those.
Ela quica no pau, ela senta no pocotó, upa, pocotó.
Brazilian funk. Now we return to the sharp, aggressive energy right in our faces and, in the case of this track, deep in our bones. I guess we have to confront some emotionally charged themes in order to peel back the layers of the album's second half.
Bruh, I cannot take niggas thinking like this. They never met me but be on my dick. How you don't care but you got an opinion? How you don't care but you got an opinion? Smoking your face like I'm taking a swig. Free but you can't be win. If you gonna be wild, make it make sense. We just gon' wave out, don't distant. I can count all of my industry friends on my hands and my niggas, they be in the band.
This part really reminds me of Brockhampton. It's got that trance-like mechanical tone floating over the warped beats and distorted bass. I love it. It's the famous jingle created for the 1970 FIFA World Cup and voiced by radio announcer Edmo Zarif. I totally knew that. I know Future from his work with Metro Boomin earlier this year, but I still didn't recognize his voice sampled in this track. Wait, that was Future?
Time to show and prove, I guess. Time to bust a new move, I guess. Scrolling through the tube with K West. See myself on the news, so blessed. Dudes don't get this good to their death. Rugs from Italy must be kidding me. Northside Long Beach Aborigines can't get rid of we mean Black history.
When I come around, better stare at the floor. Cause I'm in that mode. On my own, I got that flavor. Jonathan Major paper. Especially when y'all cashing out with PDFs and rippers, no drizzy. I hope y'all pay.
I always think about JPEGMAFIA's reaction to Kendrick's release run. I'm no longer the biggest Drake hater. Kendrick, unbelievable. I didn't see the credits on first listen, but this is Flume production in its raw form. I love Flume, and I'd love to hear a longer version kicking off from here. A bit harsh for me, but I appreciate it. I was just listening to Vince Staples. I like him. Good guy.
I hear you went down, 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 down. I hear you went down.
Oh my god, that bass.
Did you go down?
I had to get on my pop shit. I don't wanna start shit. These rappers is regular food. I don't know who told these wiggers that acting like niggas was ever the vibe of them. You know that, I know that. Ain't really you was the blacker than is the whiter than.
Noticing the blacker the berry reference, maybe even frustration at anyone who gets to bypass that experience, or play up their struggles for praise and pity, whatever is situationally most convenient.
I hear you went. I hear you went.
It's interesting, I didn't even register that there was another artist, Freaky, on this track since their voices blend so smoothly. Whatever. I kind of wish these songs were longer than just like 2 minutes 50. That whole buildup could have led to such a majestic section.
Hey, shorty fucking rabbits now. Says she need a low dough. I'ma take Klonopin and mix it with the no dose. Fuck up on my DMs, nigga. I cannot endorse yo. The only time I fuck with amateurs is if it's porno. Yacht.
The guitars and guttural noises really amp up the energy in a definite, vulgar display of power. It roars with chaos, a collage of various homage samples that hits me right in the gut, even if I don't personally recognize the sources.
One, two. Shorty wanna kick it with a mascot. Showed her who I am and I should kick it with an activist. Inside Malcolm with the soul of a ratchet. Saturate that mini move and brush up on my Mandarin. Yacht.
I should also brush up on my Mandarin. Anyway, this isn't a beat switch, this is hurling us into an alternate dimension. I love the little message it brings us. What?
Follow yourself, and you'll not only find you, but you'll also find me.
I loved the guitars in that one. I loved the little bells at the end. When he said, fuck out my DMs, I think he was talking to me.
I heard you got dirt on me. My country encouraged me. I just bought a dirty piece.
Accidentally became a vocal stem for the last couple of weeks. I don't know how to get the whispers out of my head.
Abraham Raisi in the heli feeling foggy. Money, 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 it made me feel like I'm Target. Blown up like I'm IDF Nitty. Warrants ain't stopping shit. Is you Harvey, Jeffrey, R. Kelly, or is you opposite? Say that shit.
This feels like a raw exploration of Peggy's personal frustrations, moral corruption, egotism. How often does evil prevail? And how do people keep getting away with things? It's all laid out in front of us.
Past the rock, I'm open again. Past the point, I'm posting my friends. You niggas really be scaring the hoe. I scared of bros, ain't got no black friends. This is sobriety, gives you a lens, but all I see is niggas playing pretend. You niggas bitches that need an assist. I run the game and I love when you break. I'm hookah bitch, I'm not gonna miss your whole on tongue like the nigga from Kiss. I pledge allegiance, my hand over heart. I pledge allegiance, my easy now, waking up, easy now, waking up, easy now, waking up, easy now. I pledge allegiance to my niggas, my hoes, my bitches, and me. Every tweet, it come with a cost. Every enemy, pain him and soft. If you break up, delete it and crop. Fuck my ex and fuck every cop. Nepo baby shit, these bitch niggas always got their head down. Bitch ass nigga be down when they slide and they cry when they see your man down. I ain't born rich, no pot to piss.
Despite what I've seen argued online, I don't think a theme of the album is nepotism. I think it's just another example of the theme, which is how we need to dig deeper than surface level pop psychology. Maybe his real frustration is with unchecked privilege beyond family ties. Why is this part giving me chills? Wow. Oh my god. Definitely felt a lot of frustration in that one. Seems very personal. Double reference possibly to Death Grip's Exmilitary. Need to listen to that.
Every time I get to sticking and I come around with that Kimber, I'm wearing a mask. I can sniff out you proximity, bitches. I can't be responsible. I'm not your dad. Up in the morning, I'm cleaning my babies. I'm switching that bitch. I make sure it don't jam. You niggas know that I'm down with the sickness. Practice the quickness, fucking up bands.
The rhyme scheme here is satisfying. Each bar is recorded separately, bouncing off the walls and jump scaring me, like I'm walking through a haunted house.
I'm so terminally online, goddamn, I don't respect myself.
As you can see, I actually felt the need to hide or protect myself since it got so abrasive and confrontational again. This militant 3-track run, or march, was relentless, with each song building on the last.
Out the trenches for you flabbergasted fat fucks. This your boy Denzel Curry and this bitch, and I'm chilling with my nigga Peggy.
I've heard these two collaborate before on Taboo, and I love their energy. I'm glad they've brought that magic back here. And it has a Showtimey vibe. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for.
Somebody from Street Fighter 6 on my neck, but these niggas never do it like this. Got a brand new all-go shit in a Kuma, hanging from my neck to my teeth. Day counting, get spread counting, Lauderdale or Slaughterdale. You already know what the fuck it is. Hey Peggy, let me talk to to him one time. Hold up.
Niggas be begging for shit to be different until they get it, then they treat it indifferent. People projecting they bullshit on you because they dissatisfied with the life that they live in.
Peggy shares a laundry list of societal observations, all valid, all hitting different emotional notes. But the production here still feels intentionally theatrical, maybe echoing the performative, blanket statement nature of modern discourse that he's critiquing. Maybe I'm overthinking that.
This ain't relatable, this ain't debatable. Something happened to you, it's by design. Yeah, man. JPEG motherfucking Mafia. Making grown men emotional since 2008 at least. Look, on my knees for a God who can hear. I can't pray to no God I can fear.
And wow, I love the shift in tone here. It's reflective, meditative, perfectly setting up the album's back half. The curtains are coming down, the show's over. What is Peggy feeling? Really feeling? Well, I was about to find out.
They make a career from hating. Hey, they make a career from faking. I should talk my way right into a bag. You pussy in private, begging for collabs. You pillow talking to these bitches is sad.
Oh wow. Top 3 for me on this album, wow.
Look, I ain't really into flashing. I feel like an accident I'm never chose. Baby talking voice of passion. I feel like it's corny if you ain't on code. Neither on or off the drugs, can't hold a buzz. I can out of tone.
The raw vulnerability here is almost jarring how intimate this feels after the chaos of earlier tracks. The bare production lets emotions breathe, making each word feel more impactful.
No disease, the fourth I had to rush into a breeze. And it's not just a facade that I can see, or standing up for guys I don't believe. I'm Michael Jackson dancing in the mirror. The only one who can see me is me. The only one who can't be me is me. Gotta pray my son will be this week. Gotta pray my brother will be this week. Fuck.
Oh my god. Those last couple lines really got me. What impact are you leaving on the world and the lives that'll follow yours? Are you where and who you want to be?
Some of you niggas be talking right out of the side of your neck, and I can't believe that to be gas in these little hoes. What did that last one contribute but pussy and stress? Nothing.
I'm looking for her.
I'm not
Yeah, I know I
crying.
got scuffles ahead of me. When I speak in my mind, it's unsettling.
I'm reminded of those scaring the hose behind the scenes clip where Peggy would blast his beats and walk away, dancing or freestyling, loop it and leave it. Back then I thought it was just part of his creative process, but this short track hints at something deeper holding him back. Maybe it's fear of failure, or the pressure of turning a loop into a polished song.
Someone else, weapons registered, ready to unload. We don't usually beat them like Harpo. All my bitches in love with the Coco. Got my side bitch tipping Jack Harlow. Hey, follow me. Hey, follow me. Hey, put it all on me. Hey.
For longtime fans and friends, you've probably seen me reference this Da Vinci quote about my own music, but I think it fits here too. Art is never finished, only abandoned. Oh my god. I was like tearing up a little from the end of Either On or Off the Drugs. That just sealed the deal for me. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? We've heard Buzzy Lee on Denzel Curry's Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. Her reflective, angelic voice shines here too. A natural progression from the previous track's vulnerability. And in that vulnerability, there is strength.
You back in my head for size. I want you back in my bed.
After flipping the channel and losing the remote, we're left to sit with our thoughts. Mental health, regret, friends and relationships, an inspiring conversation with Denzel.
Bam, she hit the flow. let's get it. Everyday people pushing past the limit. Men only know suppressing what they feeling. I used to work for pennies on the minute. Hunger from struggle, stated cause I live it. Worked on my muscle, flex on all you bitches. Never react to the demographic with the swag of a cashier and Radio Shack. Talking to Zoe like when we start running, we ain't finna look back. New niggas making it trendy, the trauma bond. Self-oppression is deeper than rap.
Like I said, I think the album title shows him offering his art as a gift to us listeners. I also think it references the parable of Jesus as the Good Shepherd. I lay down my life for the sheep, speaks of sacrifice leading to resurrection. What a powerful fantasy, to beat the odds, to start over. But then again, the song title warns don't put anything on the Bible, suggesting a rejection of blind faith. We, the listeners, the sheep.
Funny how time flies when you're having fun.
It's not that I don't love my bitch, but I don't love these side hoes neither. She throwing that shit back at me and I'm catching it like I'm a wide receiver. I can believe that this hoe got me breaking, I'm breaking like this. Look, my bitch never got taken from me, I lost her myself. My bitch never got comfort from me, I needed too much help.
And the grand finale, the desire for self-reliance and independence versus the desire for support and connection. It's more relatable to me than I'd like to admit.
I think I need a friend. Everyone that I ever dated deserves better. I know bitches that I never talked to. I got exes, I'm still fucking raw. I've been stuck in a car with the child lock, trying to break out and answer the call. Can you hear it? Actual love, actual heart, actual care.
Throughout this whole album, we've been flirting with the themes that need deeper exploration. And now, we finally get to hear Peggy self-actualize and admit his own struggles with vulnerability. The production here feels so warm, inviting me to admit to mine.
I can't believe it, this bitch got me breaking, I'm breaking like this. I can't believe it, this girl got me breaking, I'm breaking like this. Fuck. Alright, that's it.
Oh my god. I literally... What the fuck? People already think that my reactions are fake because I cry so fucking much. I'm just emotional. Okay, I'm just an emotional person. I don't know what to tell you. I can see why so many of you love this album so much. It has a wide range. Wider than I was expecting. Super excited to dig into it a little more. Thank you so much for listening with me. I really hope you're doing well. It's been a rough year. It's been a really rough end of the year. 1 hour a week ain't enough for me. I think I need a friend. Holy shit. I hope you're staying safe and no one really knows what's coming next, but we've been keeping busy elsewhere, so I hope to see you around. Until then, stay tuned, stay safe, and be kind.